The Bone Wars. Those who are like me, well accustomed in the world of paleontology and how it has changed over the course of 200 years, have probably heard of the Bone Wars before. But for those who haven't, what was it? What happened during the Bone Wars? Who participated? And what new species had been discovered? I will be answering these questions in today's episode of Bad Paleontology Overviews. There were two primary contenders during the Bone Wars: Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh. Cope was from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Marsh was from Lockport, New York. Both were more or less interested in paleontology and science as a whole during their childhood. Despite their now famous rivalry, Cope and Marsh started off as decent buddies. They first met in Germany during the American Civil War, and here they went on several different digs with each other and helped each other with research papers that they had. This friendship would definitely change, however, in 1868 when Cope named Elasmosaurus, a 46-foot long plesiosaur from late Cretaceous Kansas. Cope knew he had a new animal on his hands. He just didn't know what it looked like, and so he accidentally put the head of Elasmosaurus on its tail. In other words, he thought it would have had a short neck and a long tail, which for the time would make decent sense for something in the water. However, Marsh noticed this a little bit later and pointed it out to everybody and wouldn't let it go. And Cope was frustrated by this, but Marsh kept pushing on that Cope had messed up the head position on Elasmosaurus' skeleton, and hence starts their rivalry and the Bone Wars. From here on, what today could be classified as paleontological chaos ensued. From 1877 to 1892, both Cope and Marsh used their wealth and influence to finance their own expeditions and secure dig sites from each other. When I said that there were two primary contenders during the Bone Wars, this is true. However, both Cope and Marsh would hire people to go out and dig for them or do their own research, write papers for them, and basically do the dirty work while they got the credit for finding and naming new species. They would also raid each other's camps by raiding, using explosives, shooting, stealing fossils, blowing up fossils, really doing whatever they could at the time to prevent the other from finding more dinosaurs and naming new species, which in the end was the goal of the Bone Wars: to find more new species than the competitor. Overall, up until the end of the Bone Wars, 136 new species of dinosaurs were described between both Cope and Marsh. Today, however, only 32 of them are considered valid. So, who won, you're probably wondering? Well, if you ignore the unconventional methods of excavation that both parties did contribute to, it can technically be considered a tie. Both Cope and Marsh contributed a decent amount to the paleontological world, both at their time and in the modern age, having explored a lot more of the American West than what had previously been ventured into during their time. And although only 32 ish of their 136 discovered species are considered valid today, they at least introduced us to a whole different environment and a ton of new species of dinosaurs, and actually helped scientists picture as to what dinosaurs looked like, even if their views at the time were relatively inaccurate. In terms of named species, Cope admittedly does have less dinosaurs discovered. Even before the Bone Wars, his work primarily focused more around Cenozoic mammals, albeit prehistoric mammals, but still Cenozoic based life forms, and didn't do as much with dinosaurs, even during the Bone Wars. He named the Permian animal Lystrosaurus, the Cretaceous crocodile-like Champsosaurus, the small theropod Coelophysis, and large sauropod Amphicoeloius. I think I said that one right. But besides that, didn't really do a whole lot in terms of dinosaur work. Marsh, on the other hand, named a lot of dinosaurs, primarily in the Morrison Formation over in Colorado and Wyoming, but also a little bit in the Hell Creek Formation in South Dakota and Montana. He named various popular dinosaurs, including Stegosaurus, Apatosaurus, Brontosaurus, Ornithomimus, Ceratosaurus, Torosaurus, Ornitholestes, and Allosaurus. Within more recent years, both paleontologists have had dinosaurs named after them in favor of their work, including Drinker, a small ornithopod related to Dryosaurus, and Marchosaurus, a medium sized megalosaur that would have taken the role of a mesopredator. And with that, that wraps up our first episode of Bad Paleontology Overviews. I hope you learned something and enjoyed watching this. I know I enjoyed doing the research for the Bone Wars. It's always been an interesting part of paleontology history for me. Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I might make another episode, hopefully turn this into a series where you can quickly learn about an interesting animal or part of paleontology history. So yeah, other than that, more animatronics, more dinosaur toy reviews come out of me. Depending on where you're watching this, I may or may not actually be in Montana in the Morrison Formation digging for fossils with the Cincinnati Museum. So that's pretty cool. I'll make an update video about what I find when I get back. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and I will, once again, see you in the next video. Bye.